Justification for General Hawk's dismissal.
Ma'am, we all serve at the pleasure of the President, and the President deserves the type of
true?
commanders and advisors that he thinks will best
Did you
equip him
discuss General
to
Hawk's
accomplish the
dismissal with
mission.
Laura Loomer prior to his removal?
I don't discuss who I talk about anything with, but ultimately this is my decision, and he serves at the pleasure of the President, and that's why he's no longer there.
So do you believe it's appropriate for any social media personality to influence personnel decisions in your department, yes or no?
I believe your time is up, Senator.
Oh, it is not up to you to tell me when my time is up.
Hello, Patriots. Today, we're uncovering what might be one of the most shocking examples of incompetence and weak leadership inside our Department of Defense. This is about the dangerous rise of anti-American sentiment within our own government, the politicization of our military, and the infiltration of ideologies that threaten the very foundation of our nation. If you care about our Constitution, our values, and the safety of this country, then you need to stick around. Trust me, this is a story they don't want you to hear. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to Conservative Mandate, hit that like button, and share this video with your fellow Patriots. Drop a comment below because your voice needs to be heard. And stay tuned until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the key steps we need to take to protect our military and our freedoms from this blatant assault on American values. Let's talk about Secretary Hegseth and the disgraceful hearing that exposed just how far our government has fallen. Senator Rosen pressed him on anti-Semitism within the ranks of the Department of Defense. Now, as Americans, we can all agree that anti-Semitic conspiracy theories have no place in our military or government. But what happens when someone accused of spreading these vile ideas is promoted instead of held accountable? That's exactly what's happening with Kingsley Wilson, a DoD press secretary promoted despite allegations of sharing neo-Nazi propaganda. This wasn't just some baseless claim. Republicans on the committee raised alarms too. Where's the accountability? Where's the zero-tolerance policy we were promised? When asked directly if he would dismiss Wilson to show that the DoD takes anti-Semitism seriously, Secretary Hegseth dodged. He called it a mischaracterization and accused the senator of playing political games. Patriots, this isn't about politics. This is about principle. If we can't trust our leaders to uphold basic values, what else are they willing to compromise on? This refusal to act sends a dangerous message. Anti-American ideologies will be tolerated, maybe even rewarded, under this administration.
Senator Rosen, you're recognized. I thought I would just create a stir down there.
No, I thank you to my seatmates on both sides. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We take care of each other. And again, thank you, Chairman Wicker, Ranking Member Reed, for holding this hearing, Mr. Secretary. We have a short amount of time, so I'm just going to ask a few simple questions, and I would just appreciate if for some of them, you would just answer yes or no. And so, Secretary Hegseth, would you agree that every senior official in the Department of Defense must reflect the values and conduct that our service members must uphold and our citizens expect?
Senator, we want to uphold the highest possible standards.
I'll take that for a yes. So would you also agree, then, that anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic conspiracy theories have no place in our government or military? Yes or no?
They should not.
Thank you. So would you also agree that anyone who has posted, and I'm going to quote, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories lifted right out of a neo-Nazi playbook, end quote, shouldn't be anywhere near a position of power? Yes or no?
Since I don't believe the characterization of many officials in the news media, I would need to see precisely what's being characterized.
But generally, would you not say that if
Generally
we
speaking,
thought something
sure.
was coming out of a neo-Nazi playbook, it doesn't have any place in our Department of Defense? Now, Secretary Hegseth, the quote that I just read you was referencing Ms. Kingsley Wilson, the DoD press secretary. It's a direct quote from her, who my Republican colleagues on this committee have also expressed alarm over due to her comments. In fact, one colleague said, and I'm going to quote again, "Obviously, I don't agree with her comments. I trust the Pentagon will address this," end quote. However, in the months since, not only have you not addressed these anti-Semitic comments, you have promoted Ms. Wilson. This seems to be at odds, honestly, with President Trump's commitment, very public commitment, to combat anti-Semitism, which you just said you too agreed with. So, Secretary Hegseth, given the rise in anti-Semitic violence, hate crimes in our nation, and to show that the Trump administration, your administration, does have a zero-tolerance policy for anti-Semitism. Will you dismiss Ms. Kingsley from her role as a U.S. military spokesperson today, yes or no?
Again, that's why I referenced the context and characterization.
Well, we'll send you the quote,
I've worked
sir.
directly with her. She does a fantastic job, and there's any suggestion that I or her
So
or others are
we-
party to anti-Semitism is a mischaracterization,
glad
attempting
to
to
send
win
you this
political
quote,
points.
sir, and I'm going to say
Senator,
that
you're
your
attempting
lack
to
of
win
an
political points
answer
on the backs of
confirms what we've
mischaracterizing the
known all
statements of a
along.
member
The Trump
of my
administration
department,
is not serious.
and I'm not going to stand for that.
You are not a serious person. You are not serious about rooting out, fighting anti-Semitism within the ranks of our DOD. It's despicable. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm going to move on to General Hawk. The sudden inexplicable dismissal of General Hawk. He serves both the director of the National Security Agency, commander of U.S. Cybercom. It's deeply concerning, raises significant questions about the decision-making process, its potential consequences. Public reports indicate that the removal of General Hawk, who has served his country proudly, has been influenced by social media influencer, a personality on social media, Laura Loomer, spreads conspiracy theories. She's been denounced even by Republicans. And the idea is that any leaders within our agencies responsible for our nation's security, somebody would be dismissed based on the advice of a social media influencer is alarming, to say the least. It's surely not how we should be running our military. So were you consulted regarding General Hawk's dismissal, yes or no?
Well, Senator, I would not advise believing everything you read in the media.
Were you
And I'm consulted on every single decision.
Okay,
I'm the
so that's
decision maker
alarming.
for the
It's your
department, and we all
department,
serve
Mr.
at the pleasure of the president.
Okay.
And
So
we have
what
the
was your-
prerogative to
what
make
was
those
your
decisions
what
for
was
the
your
best for the country,
recommendation?
and
Did you
we did
personally
that.
approve Mr. Hawk's dismissal, yes or no?
Anyone coming or going
Personally
at the
approve
Defense
it.
Department, especially at that level, would ultimately be a decision
So
made by
that's a
me,
yes.
and I
Did you
stand
personally
behind that.
relieve him?
Excuse
Did you
me?
personally relieve him? Yes or no?
Anyone at that level
You did,
who is
so that's a
relieved
yes.
would be relieved by the Secretary of Defense.
Was there a specific justification for General Hawk's dismissal? Was there a specific justification for General Hawk's dismissal?
Ma'am, we all serve at the pleasure of the president, and the president deserves the type
it
of
true?
commanders and advisors that he thinks will best
Did you
equip him
discuss General
to
Hawk's
accomplish the
dismissal with
mission.
Laura Loomer prior to his removal?
I don't discuss who I talk about anything with, but ultimately this is my decision, and he serves at the pleasure of the president, and that's why he's no longer there.
So do you believe it's appropriate for any social media personality to influence personnel decisions in your department, yes or no?
I believe your time is up, Senator.
Oh, it is not up to you to tell me when my time is up.
Well, the time
And I
of
am
the
going to say,
senator-
Mr. Secretary, you're either feckless or complicit. You're not in control of your department. You're unserious. It is shocking. You're not combating anti-Semitism within your ranks. It's a dangerous and pivotal time in our nation's history. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back. And I don't appreciate the smirk, sir. You are the Secretary of Defense.
The time of the gentlelady has expired.
And doesn't stop there. General Hawk, a respected leader who served as NSA director and U.S. Cyber Command commander, was suddenly dismissed with no clear justification. Why? According to reports, his removal may have been influenced by none other than social media personality Laura Loomer. That's right. A social media influencer with a history of spreading conspiracy theories might have influenced a critical personnel decision in our nation's defense. Is this how we're running our military now? Based on social media trends and unqualified opinions? Patriots, this is beyond alarming. It's dangerous. When pressed on this, Hegseth gave vague, evasive answers, hiding behind the excuse that everyone serves at the president's pleasure. But let's be real. This isn't about the president. This is about weak leadership from a Secretary of Defense who either doesn't care about the integrity of his department or is complicit in its decay. When Senator Rosen asked if Loomer's opinions played a role in Hawk's dismissal, Hegseth refused to answer. Why the silence? What are they hiding? This is exactly why we need to stand up and speak out. Our military is the backbone of our nation. It's supposed to be apolitical, professional, and built on the highest moral standards. But right now, it's being politicized, infiltrated by dangerous ideologies, and used as a tool for personal and political agendas. This is unacceptable. If we don't stop this now, what kind of military will we leave for the next generation? What kind of country? Patriots, here's what we need to do. Share this video far and wide. Let your family, friends, and fellow Americans know what's happening. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think about these disgraceful actions. And don't forget to subscribe to Conservative Mandate and hit the notification bell. Together, we can expose this corruption and demand accountability. This is our country, and we're not going to let them destroy it. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and as always, God bless America.